And, AI, I think, is now, on everyone's lips, right? I mean, the chat GPT, which Miss Rakhi shared in the THT groups. And just today in my school, in our school group, in the secondary group, one of the teachers shared, a letter of application to a university by chat GPT, which was written in such a way that, the language was impeccable. But of course, there are always pros and cons, teachers, right? I mean, you can't totally make it, individualistic, but we never know. Like one of the papers done by my A-level student recently, it was published in an international journal, was all about how to make, you get these voices, right? The robotic voices for audiobooks, and when you go online, she was making a study out of it as to how to make those voices more human. That emotions can be captured by these voices. And I'm sure you've all heard of deep fakes, right?
Yeah.
So you have Obama telling everyone, "Paap ko jala ke raak kar dunga," in Dharmendra's voice, and sounds like Obama and looks like Obama. I mean, it is Obama. So there is so much happening in the world of AI. Let's look at the good side. Let's look at the flip side. AI is also helpful. I was just sharing with the mentors and Ms. Rakhi that I just had a dental scan done. And that's a marvelous use of AI, I could actually see my bones, my skeletal structure, it was interesting. And to see each tooth and, the density and the muscular not the muscular, the gum disintegration and so on. So teachers, today I think Ms. Rakhi has come up with a fascinating topic. I thank all of you for being present. I thank all the mentors for making my, community meets really interactive, interesting, insightful, incisive. I'm running out of words now. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Rakhi and everyone.
Absolutely pleasure. And it was wonderful having all of you over. And we shall continue definitely. We will also be sharing a Google form link. So in case anybody out here who's present out here would like to apply for becoming a THT lead mentor, I'll be sharing the link, and I'm just trying to log in from my laptop. So I'll be sharing the link as well in the chat section. Please feel free in case you feel that, you are someone for whom sharing and learning is equally important. So then you are eligible and you can apply as a mentor. I think now we shall get started with our inputs that we have gathered today for all our fellow members. And yes, so we can start with Mr. Kaushal. Go ahead.
Ms. Rakhi, could we begin with a short game?
Oh, of course. Please go ahead.
A very quick game, Mr. Kaushal. Sorry about that. May I begin, if you don't mind? So teachers, don't take more than a minute at the most. I'm sharing in the, in the chat box. It's a very short game. I will also share my screen, ma'am. If you could enable my screen, so all of us can play this game together. Just a minute, please. Could you enable the screen, or one of you could enable?
One sec, I'll just make you the co-host. Yeah.
So I will just quickly share. It's a short game. It's a fun game. I'm sure all of you have even heard of Wordle.
Yes.
Yes, I am a Wordle maniac. I would encourage you all to try Wordle. But as of now, let me share my screen. So when you click on the link, okay, so I'll just show you. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen, everyone?
Yes.
So when you click on the link that I have shared, you can see there's a time trial also. If you want to go for that, you can go for free play. So everyone start playing. All you have to do is using all these letters on the screen, all the alphabets, make words. So for example, I would like to make a 4-letter word, like say T-O-R-E, just giving an example. If I check, I get the points there. Okay, so everyone take a minute, and then you can share your score, okay, on screen. Come on, all the best. The letter in the middle has to be used, the alphabet in the middle. Do you have the same as mine, or everyone has different words? Mr. Kaushal, do you have the same
It's
as my?
different, ma'am. It's different on
Oh,
my side, ma'am.
it's
Yes,
different.
ma'am.
So great. So everyone enjoy. Great. Otherwise, I may be accused of helping. So I'm also playing. You also play, and then maybe Miss Rakhi, could you just tell us when to stop playing so that we can
Yes, sure.
share? Over here, if you click on hint, you will even get some letters and all right? So that is also helpful. If you want to mute the audio, there's audio. If you want to go to the main menu, end the game, that also you can do when you click on these 3 parallel lines. All right. You can go for more hints, but the point is try to do it on your own. It's a good brain teaser. It's good, like once in a day, I quickly do it and it's real fun. So Miss Rakhi, let us know so we can post, on the.
Sure. Yeah. So I think we can take another 2 minutes for this.
Yeah. So I'm just showing you that when it's wrong, it will sort of, click over there. All right. So you'll have to rework it. So this is where you clear it. Okay. There's this arrow on the bottom, if you can see. So you can clear an incorrect word and move ahead. So when you have already found a word, it will tell you that the word was already found. Are you enjoying this?
Yeah, I think we must have some, somebody share their experience. How is it playing?
Yeah,
this
so
game?
I'll stop sharing my screen. Yeah, go ahead, teachers.
Is anyone who would like to speak?
I think I need to brush up my English language skills and read some more books to get the words. I was unable to find out words. It's embarrassing as a mentor.
Yeah, no, but so it's a learning. It's a great learning.
It's a learning.
It makes us realize that we really need to, work on so many aspects. Fantastic.
Yes, absolutely.
I am just 10 as yet only 10.
Okay, no issues. Don't say just 10. Say 10, and then you'll go ahead.
Okay, yes, I found 10.
Great. That's lovely. Wow, this was actually wonderful, and I think when you play it every day, you get better at it, just like Wordle, and it kind of stimulates your brain. Where in terms of language, because we always talk about improvising on our vocabulary and giving tips to our learners, but we also forget that we ourselves have to brush up our own skills from time to time, especially when technology is bringing in so much of new language now. So yeah, thank you so much, Ms. Nagma, for sharing this game. Yeah. So over to our next.
May I speak, ma'am?
Yeah, sure.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. This
go ahead.
Wordle is wonderful because what happens, being a language teacher, and when we do corrections, and you know what happened, even our spellings and our vocabulary, gets messed up because I have to use my dictionary very often, to check whether my spelling is right. Okay, so this is one of the way that it really helps us to improve our own spellings.
And Ms.
I
Nazima,
do
I
play
must
that.
share
Yes.
an experience I had recently. So I was correcting a student's
Okay.
paper, and by the end of the paper, I wrote a wrong spelling. You should. I wrote
Oh,
S-H-O-U because
absolutely. This has become so common with me, and the children stare at me, ma'am. I said, "Bachas, you have made me that, okay?"
So I told my students, I'm a good learner. I have learned very fast from you.
That's a good way of putting it back on them.
Honestly, thank you.
Great. So yes, over to the next tool. I also had a few tools, but I'll not be able to share my screen. But there was this one tool which I have really been enjoying, and I kind of use it from time to time. It's called supermeme.ai. supermeme.ai. So what does it do? It's a very, very simple tool. It makes memes for you. And the best part about it is it converts text into meme. So for example, I'm feeling famished today.
Wow.
So if I just type, I'm feeling famished today, I don't know if anybody can share the screen and, take us through that tool, supermeme.ai, Kaushal sir or Chandan sir or anybody on laptop who can share the screens. So it's a very nice, tool even for our learners to, just play around sometimes, and also, as teachers, we make so many presentations where we want to include some kind of humor. So I usually go there and I make my own memes and I add it to my presentations. Yes, this is it. So you need to log in with your Google ID. And I think you can generate 20 memes, text to memes, only 20 you can generate, but otherwise the ones which are already fed into their system, you can use them as it is by typing the emotion that you're searching for. But this is something that I really found useful when you want to type your text. So you can just click on start for free, and it'll take you to the sign up. Can we click on that, start for free? Yeah, who's presenting the screen? Is Kaushal sir presenting? Yeah.
He's presenting.
Okay, great. Yeah. So convert any text to meme. So for example, I wrote THT starting membership for teachers. So can we have that, sir? We will have a look at the memes that show up. THT starting. Yeah, so over here, you just have to type THT starting membership for teachers. And you will see the kind of memes that show up, and they're so apt. That's the power of AI, it kind of helps us to, make 2 + 2 = 5. So I got some other memes and you're getting some other memes, but yeah, they kind of relate around the same theme. And that is what it shows. So any sentence, any kind of emotion or any kind of humor that you want to add into your presentations, you can add it with the help of this tool. It's called supermeme.ai. It's an AI tool, of course. Yeah. So this was one of the tools that I wanted to share apart from the other tools. Yeah. Over to you.
So can I share my screen, my tool?
Yes, absolutely. Over to you, Chandan sir.
Cool. So I'm going to share a link in the chat box, requesting all to join. Simply tap on the link and you will be able to join.
Sir, should we click on the link and join?
Yes, you can click on the link and join.
Okay.
Screen sharing right is not given to me. Whoever is having the host right can make me co-host or give me sharing rights Only then I can share my screen.
Yeah, I'm doing that. I just got logged out. I'm facing a lot of issues. Yeah, you already have the rights.
Now I have it. Yes. So I can see 8 people are already there. We started. I will end in like in next 30 seconds.
Yeah, even I got it incorrect because of DS.
So I don't know who this ABC is. If
Oh,
you-
it's me.
How would we know that you are ABC?
Yeah, I quickly just put it. I was too late.
Cool. So I hope that you guys, enjoyed. I could see some smiling faces. That that I simply took a few questions from whatever Rakhi started with our session with. And this initial conversation was the basis of my this quiz. And as you could see that I use different types of questions which encourage our participant to engage with the screen, not simply look at the screen and type. The participant had to drag and drop. At the times, they had to write, or other kind of engagement. You have to draw as well. So if an educator can think properly about the engagement he or she is looking forward to have with their participant, they can simply use this tool and can have like all sort of questions which will definitely engage and involve their learners while they are using their devices. Though they will be using their devices, but they will be really connected with the educator all the time. So this is it. Thank you.
So, as we had a great blast with this beautiful tool quizzes, where Sir helped us engaged in different kind of aspects of the platform. Now, being a math teacher, we use a lot of graphs and a lot of figures into our classroom. Maths is itself a very dull subject. It's a very abstract kind of a subject, and it requires a lot of visualizations for a student to understand a particular content. In the primary classes we have a lot of resources, we can use a lot of manipulatives and a lot of handmade resources. But when we move into the senior classes like class 8, or rather I would say classes 9, 10th, 11th and 12th, we need a lot of geometrical aspects or a geometrical tools which can help a child understand the positioning of the plane, the positioning of a pointer, the positioning of a line segment. And for that, I preferably use these two tools, that is Desmos and GeoGebra. So if we take a look at Desmos,
Yeah, you went on mute, sir. No, I can't hear you. Yeah, now it's fine.
now it's fine. Okay, sorry. So for me, I preferably
Can't hear you again. I think when you're sharing a screen that time, voices.
maybe that could be the reason that at the moment I'm sharing the screen, I'm going on mute. So anyways, I'll just talk about my tool. So Desmos is a graphing calculator on so you need to insert your equation on the left hand side of the panel, and the moment we insert the equation, we see a graph on the screen. Now these graphs can help the students understand the properties of the graph, whether it is a linear graph, whether it is a quadratic graph, and whether it is passing through the origin, or what are the points that are passing through all the quadrants that are there. So Desmos is a great tool which uses artificial intelligence. That is basically we are putting the equation and it is just doing, it is helping us plot the graph on the graph. Then my second tool that I would like to share, which brings a lot of fun inside the classroom, is Google Earth. I am a big fan of Google Earth, and Google Earth helps me integrate social science and mathematics all together. So on Google Earth, we can go to a lot of places. We can explore the places, like we can go and explore Antarctica. And the moment we start exploring Antarctica, we can see the street view of that particular place. We can see the area, we can see the perimeter. We can use pointers to draw a particular area and then calculate the area. We can create quizzes, or rather we can mark some pointers on the map, and then we can create quizzes on it. Similarly, if I talk about my third interesting tool, that is Google Maps. So via Google Maps also, you can create a lot of engaging mathematics activity for your students and help them explore. So using artificial intelligence only, we can see the real time of a particular area, the traffic of a particular area, and then we can discuss upon a lot of challenges. Like in the beginning, we talked about environmental challenges. So when we are looking at a particular area's traffic, then we can have a discussion about environment, bringing in the sustainable development goals inside the classroom. So maths is nothing but it is integration of all the subjects that we see around. So with this, I would like to conclude with my 3 tools, and over to our next THT mentor.
Yes. Sorry, I was not able to hear properly. But yeah, I think you shared about Google Earth as well, right? That was the last.
Yeah, yes. So my Google Maps, Google Earth, and Desmos, these are the 3 tools I prefer to use in my classroom when it comes to artificial intelligence.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. And I think, when it comes to math, you're absolutely correct. We all face this issue, especially when we were online. Of course, now that we are offline, we need to keep making use of these tools. It's not that, I always tell that, there's no U-turn in technology. We need to, imbibe it, and it's use it as a tool to help teachers. So many times in our trainings, when teachers say that now that we are offline, we don't need to use these tools, but moving forward, we are going to be needing these tools, because the way the world is changing and the way AI is developing, and it's right in front of us. So I think these tools need to be kept handy, not only for engagement purpose, but even for helping teachers to make the subject interesting. So thank you so much, sir, for sharing these tools. So over to our next mentor.
Okay, thank you. Can I have the sharing right?
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah. Yeah, so we are going to talk about the AI tools which have been used tremendously in the education sector. So initially, we used to hear just in the limited to businesses, but now it's not just limited to business sector, but drastically to improve the education system so that it becomes very easy for the teachers to take the class, to take the, even if the heavy lesson plans can be taken with lots of ease in your 1-hour session. So it is one of the most effective tool teachers can have it at their disposal. And henceforth, we can give more time into teaching, because this is going to save our mundane task, which we do it every day. For example, the options where we have, you just have to select one answer. So rather than a teacher sitting there physically and checking up, a machine is much, much better. So this is going to be a multi-billion-dollar global market soon. So this is one of the website which I really love it, and I have been using it for my own son. So my son happens to be in grade 5, and many times, all his friends, and they all come to your house while they are doing their homework. Suppose they are like 15 sums. Once they do it, and then they have a habit of asking an adult, can you check the answers for me? So even that becomes a very tedious task for you as an adult. So here I have found this site wherein you just have to put your equation, and it comes, the answer is within a seconds in front of you. So here I have an equation, let's say 6 square plus square root of 144. And you just have to press equal to. You put your problem over here in this rectangular equals, and directly you have your answer. The best part is it gives you an explanation how you got that answer, how you derived, as well as it shows you the placement in the timeline. For example, now if I want to add something more, let's say plus square root of 121. Yeah, so now your answer is going to change. You press equal to, and it has the new answer. It changed from 48 to 59. So all your 15 questions, which you, if you're taking tuitions or some sessions, you have to double check your answers. This is very, very easy. You just put your equation and you have the answer rather than taking all the troubles to press in your Kelsey. And the best part is it gives you the explanation also. Yeah, and the second one which I love is the telephone game. The silent whispers, as the game says it. So this is widely used when you are taking up a session for the foreign students, the German, the French. Definitely, I agree that English is a universal language, but sometimes if you convert it in their own mother tongue, the kids are most connected to you, So this is one other sample I would like to share. And here you can see, if I try to put a sentence, let's say, let's say I already have read the sentence, the funny bunny hid the colored candy in the colored can. So here you have an option which languages you want to select. There are n number of languages given on this app. So you can select which one. So I have selected this few, Spanish, German. And now let's hear, how is it going on?
No, we are not able to hear.
Okay.
This is really wonderful, I must
Yeah,
say.
it's the way AI is evolving. It's profound.
Yeah, I'll just play it again once more.
The funny bunny hid the colored candy in the colored can. El conejito divertido escondió los dulces de colores en la lata de colores. Der lustig Hayes hat die bunten bonbons in der bunten Dose versteckt. Funny rabbit hides colorful candies in colorful boxes.
Can you see this taskbar? It has
It
N
didn't
number
speak in
of
Hindi.
Yeah, Hindi also, Gujarati also. In fact, Rakhi, I tried it with your name. And it was so funny. Few of them said Rekhi, Rakhi. But still it was, quite audible and understand. So I feel many times kids connect with you when you talk in the home language. So this is one of the wonderful, like, for example, a very small example. I know many of the teachers across the globe. So when I see everybody wishing their birthday or anniversary, even you want to wish them in their language, like, because all the messages are in Spanish and you feel, oh, even I want to write in Spanish. So you just put your English message, it gets translated and you just wish it. You feel so connected. In fact, teacher feels so surprised and connected. So this is something I use it for my primary children, and I'm sure you will have more fun and you will find more options once you log in into the site. So all the best to each one of you. And we continue learning more.
Wow, that was amazing. Thank you for such information and tools that you all have been sharing. I think we'll make a list of it and we'll share it
Yes.
just like we did last time of the tools that we had shared with them. So we'll be doing that for AI as well. And I think now we can even ask our audience in case they would like to share some things, any tool that they have been using or any games that they're particularly using in their classroom. So anyone who would like to share can raise their hand, and we will be happy to hear all of you sharing your classroom practice. So anybody, or would you like to go into breakout rooms? Whatever, we leave it to you to choose it before we get back to sharing a few more tools. Anyone would like to share? I can't, yeah. You can mute yourself and you. Yeah. Miss Reed. Do you all see any hands raised? I'm not able to see that. No, right? Okay. Would you like to mention in the chat?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Hi, Kripali, this side.
Yes, Ms. Rupali. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello. So where are
Hi,
you from?
everyone. I'm from
Where do you
Gujarat.
teach? You're
I'm
from?
a National ICT awardee teacher. I'm teaching computer science, and
Oh,
I'm from
lovely,
Gujarat.
lovely. Oh,
Ahmedabad,
great.
Gujarat.
Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Okay, it might be cold out there too.
Yeah, sure. And the best time is to come in Uttarayan, Makar Sankrant, January 14th.
Yep.
And even in Navratri. Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
So yes, what do you
so we
have
were
to
talking
share
about
with us, all of
AI.
us? Yeah.
Yeah, there is a link, aidemos.microsoft.com. It has a lot of hands-on AI activities. You know, it is useful to teach machine learning, AI route planner, text analytics, language understanding. Even you can try out some of the computer vision examples over there. So I'll just quickly put it over there, aidemos.microsoft.com. So the teachers, those who want to start up with teaching AI into their own classrooms,
Yes.
and they
Yes,
want to
it
go
could-
through some of the projects and demonstrative. And even I think there was one more of Google. I exactly forgot the name, but it was something like where we could create computer vision, like you have to train the model, machine learning model. So these are some of the tools which I have already shared one of them, aidemos.microsoft.com. So it has a lot of hands-on, so teachers can themselves try. Even it's like anybody could try, even a small kid could try on this AI demos, which gives on machine teaching and text analytics. So afterwards, like, you know, you can learn Python and Azure and get yourself updated on learning artificial intelligence. But yeah, from here they can start. And I just have to go back to my memory lane. There was an AI computer vision tool, which was very easy to use and anybody could give it a try from Google. I don't remember. It's like Teach something. It's published into one of the books also.
What was it?
of
AI tool which can?
Sultan Chand में मैंने एक session दिया था. उसमें I use that. I'm not
What is the
exactly
tool? What does the tool do?
That tool is basically used for training the models. For example, you know, you show them the various photographs of the animals.
Okay.
And after all the photographs are being taken one by one, and then you click on the train model button. And after that, immediately you get this, I think it was with google.com. I just will try once more.
Okay.
And then you will ask the machine to recognize. So you can even try out with the mask and unmask thing. That is also possible. So this, I'm not getting the link. Once I'll get the link, I'll get back. If anybody has
Sure,
experiments.withgoogle.com. I think that is
Experiments.
experiments.withgoogle.com. Yeah. So a lot of experiments, and it is really fun to do in classroom. Within you get a proxy and you want to try out something new and want to show to the students that how AI actually works. So it is experiments.withgoogle.com.
Experiments.withgoogle.
Withgoogle.com. Yeah. I'll just type it here.
Yes.
So these are some fun loving activities which children use. Isme music bhi hai, and you have a lot of, like, you know, even you can try out with images, you can try out with sounds also, crying, laughter and all that sounds. So the machine will be trained initially, and then when you smile or laugh, it will write the text over there. It will display the text over there.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah,
Thank
thank you so much for sharing these two tools. And yeah, as we say that, you know, it's a learning session for all of us. So we learn from one another. And that's really indeed, I've made a note of it and I'm going to be, you know, looking into it. Thank you so much. I think there was a question that, you know, a teacher needs help with social science tools. So anyone in the room using any kind of social science tools?
ThingLink, I would suggest ThingLink.
ThingLink,
They
yes.
can give ThingLink is the best way where you can give a 3D virtual,
360 even Nearpod for that
view.
matter. Yeah.
Even Nearpod. In Nearpod, you will have a lot of elements.
A lot of
which
social
can be
science content is already there inbuilt. So in fact, geography is something which can be covered very well through Nearpod. Even science, for that matter, it has a lot of good content as far as I know. But yeah, you could try Nearpod and ThingLink.
Even
yes.
we can try Google Arts and Culture for social science.
Google Earth is also.
Google Earth can be taken up, and then PhET can be taken up for science for the chemistry experiments.
Which one?
PhET, PhET.
PhET.
Physics. It's it gives you some type of simulation in physics, physical science.
PhET it is called, right?
Yeah.
PhET tool. Okay. Great, lovely. I was not aware of this tool, PhET tool. Okay. Lovely. Anybody has any questions or any tool or games that they would like to share, which they have been doing in the classroom, or, you know, from time to time or an ongoing basis? It would be really nice to, you know, share those practices in an open forum like these, because the whole idea is to understand, you know, how we can actually go ahead and, you know, share our knowledge with one another, because, you know, there's so much to learn and it's actually impossible for one person to know it all. So that's the reason why these circles meetups happen, so that, we get to learn from one another. So anyone would like to share any other tool or any other game? Yes, Ms. Hema.
I
Yeah.
would like to share quickly. I
Sure.
also came across one art AI website wherein you have to give them 2 pictures. Okay, suppose you are a new teacher and you don't know how would you look while you are teaching. So you can put one individual picture of yourself, and the second picture is a group of children sitting. When you merge it, you are teaching the children. Both the pictures are merged together. Similarly, if there are the blooming flowers, and you don't know if the sun rises up, how's the shadow or the light's going to be, you just merge them and you have the effect. So this is going to be so helpful to the art children to perceive their drawings, for the higher grades also. So that was wonderful. I really liked about this art thing. Yeah.
Yes, Quick Draw with Google.com. Quick Draw is a very nice AI tool, and it can actually enable you to draw very well on the canvas, the whiteboard canvas that they already have. And the moment you're actually, even if you draw a line, it'll give you so many options, letting you know that what exactly are you trying to draw? Is it a tree? Is it a house? And you just have to choose, yeah, I'm trying to draw a tree. So that's how easy it is becoming for all of us to write, to draw, to read, to do all the routine things which otherwise would be difficult. Right. Thank you so much for sharing the link as well, Ms. Krupali. Yeah. So, I also have another tool which I use on an ongoing basis. I'll try to share the screen since now I am on my laptop. It is called the Magic Erase tool. So, the new phone that has come up, which is called the Google Pixel. The phone, which in the ad you might have seen that it has a feature which enables you to discard the unwanted parts in the picture. So that's an inbuilt feature that the phone has come up with. But there's an app, there's a website called magicstudio.com. And what does magicstudio.com, what it does is you just upload a picture, magicstudio.com. You just upload the picture, whichever picture you want, and there's an eraser tool which is given to you, and you can just erase the background if you don't want the background, and there you go, you have edited your picture in less than 5 seconds. So that's how easy it's going to become for us and for our learners, and hence the emphasis is more on high order thinking skills, as I had also shared in my last session and on the chat group, that even though we have AI tools, but these are going to be performing all the routine tasks. But when it comes to the critical thinking and the decision making, for that matter, that's where we are going to be relying on the human mind, not the robot. So that is another tool that I keep using from time to time in order to edit some of my images, or something that I download from the internet and I just want to change it to avoid the copyright issue. So I quickly upload it on Magic Studio, edit it a little bit, and I get going with my presentations in that, so that I'm not violating any copyright rules. So this was about the Magic Studio. And yes, Ms. Gunjan, we didn't have you speak. Would you like to share anything?
Nothing about the AI.
Nothing about the AI, of course, but any kind of game that you have off lately played with your learners, which has been a hit.
Is that very lately, in fact, today we had like a math event for for the learners, and a part of that event was we were doing a treasure hunt, or like a scavenger hunt. So what we did was we put out a lot of math-based questions. So this is obviously talking about the early years. We were looking at children from around 4 to 6 years old. And what we did was we framed questions which are math related, and we put up things in the room. So it was a parent-child activity, and we invited fathers for this. And what they did was, so there was various type of questions. So anything that is used to measure. So it's not necessary that you have standard measuring units, but it can also be non-standard measuring units. So even if you have a block, you can use that block to measure the size of the door. So something as basic as that. So you put up a lot of math related questions, like something which has 4 corners. It can be anything like, name a thing or draw a thing which has 4 corners in the room. So it can be a door, it can be a blackboard, it can be a whiteboard, anything. So, those were very open-ended questions that were put up, and then children had to either go or collect those items, or children had to write it down, or children had to illustrate those things. So, something like basic math skills done through a interesting scavenger hunt or a treasure hunt game.
Hello, no? Great, interesting. This was really interesting. A math game with the early learners, and that's something which we often feel that with the early learners, math is something which is very, very abstract.
Exactly,
So how is it that we can make it concrete for them and get them to understand the pre-math concepts, which will be essential for building the foundational concepts. So that's something really interesting. Thank you so much for sharing that today.
Ms. Rakhi
And-
Kripali
yes.
ma'am have posted the website, which she couldn't get it. She
Oh,
just
okay.
yeah, the link.
Yeah, that's a YouTube of that demo.
YouTube of
I
that.
think demo is not possible as of now. So if anybody wants to refer, that is
Yes.
Teachable Machine, teachablemachine.withgoogle.com. That really gives a fun learning. Here you can, train the machine model on audio, video, anything. So there are image projects, there are audio projects, even yoga poses. If you do a standing yoga pose and name it, the sitting pose and all, it's really fun.
It's called
You can create your
Teachable.
own project. You can even download it once you've created your project.
It's Teachable what?
Teachablemachine.withgoogle.com. I'll write it in the chat.
Machine. Okay, Teachable Machine. Okay. Great, lovely. It's so nice to know about all the different AI tools that have come up in this year, as well as some of it were being used during the pandemic years, and also the kind of tools that are evolving in the near future that are going to come up, which have already started their beta versions and are going to actually shape up in a much better way in the coming years. So what we're going to be doing is, just like we made a list last time, we will make a list this time as well of all the tools that have been shared by our mentors as well as our audience. We will make a list of it and like a one-pager, and we will share it with the recording. So those of you who have missed can catch the recording later and make use of the list that has been shared in today's session. And with this, I think, all the tools that have been shared, and even one game that was shared by Ms. Gunjan. Anyone, any last game or any last tool anyone would like to share before we end our session for today? And I will also be sharing the form, the link, Google link form, in case anyone would like to apply as a mentor, can do so. But before that, anyone would like to say anything, share anything, any tool, any game, just the last 2 minutes. I know it's a Monday and there's a whole week ahead before we break for vacations. But I'm really thankful to all of you for showing up today, because it really shows the keen interest you all have in understanding and knowing, more about AI tools and games. And at the same time, also wanting to connect with the community to know more about what's happening. So that itself shows this enthusiasm itself is commendable. So I would like all of you to actually pat on yourself, pat your own back, because, very rarely somebody would do it, for you. So please pat on your back. Please, go into the mirror, and stand in front of the mirror and say that you're awesome, because you indeed are. And not because you showed up today, but because of the interest that you have taken and the time that you have taken out. And I truly am really deeply, deep gratitude towards all the lead mentors who showed up for this year. Of course, they're more than welcome to be a part and continue as lead mentors. However, I also understand the pressure on each and every teacher, and considering that they have already given so much time. But absolutely thankful to each one of you for all the knowledge that you have shared, and for freely sharing that knowledge with the community without any hesitation, without any kind of ego issues or any kind of last minute, if you were to show up and you would just show up and share. So I think that's indeed commendable as as far as the teacher goes, because that's what the learner models about the teacher. So with